So we're going to talk about how to solve quadratic word problems. Quadratic word problems usually ask one of four things. And if you know that, then you can find out what they're asking by looking for one of these four things. So the first thing that they often ask for is for you to find the vertex. So you'll know that they're asking you to find the vertex if they ask you to find the maximum. Now they won't necessarily use the exact word maximum. So you need to find something that means something similar, like find the highest amount, find the most expensive price, find the greatest height. So anything that means maximum, that's going to be a problem that's asking for the vertex. Likewise, if they're asking for the minimum, it's also going to be a vertex question. So again, they'll ask without usually using the literal word minimum. So they might ask for the lowest amount, the cheapest amount, or the least expensive. And that's all going to mean that they're asking for the vertex. If you do not see that kind of extreme language, then they're going to be asking for one of these other things. So the first other thing is for you to plug in x equals 0 and simplify to find y. So basically, if they're not asking for the vertex, they have to give you a number. So somewhere in the problem, there's going to be a number. They might give you a number for x and say plug in x equals 0 and simplify to find y. Now, they might not literally say the number 0, but it's going to be secretly in there and you have to look for it. So they might say, what is this value at the start? Well, at the start, no time has passed, so that means x equals 0. How high is the rocket when it begins? Well, when it begins, no time has passed. Again, so that's really secretly an x equals 0 question. How much power is there when there is no current? Well, no current means that we're going to start with a current of 0, so there's no current. So that's the secret x equals 0. Likewise, if they ask how far was he when no time has passed, so that means plug in 0 and find y. They might also be secretly giving you the number 0 for y and solve for x. If they're doing that, it feels different from plugging in for x equals 0, which is why I set it up as two different problem types. So it will feel different because the steps will be different. However, in the very beginning, it's the same idea that you just have to look for the key words that tell you that it's the y that equals 0. And that's going to be looking in the problem and seeing what stands for x and what stands for y. So if they're saying find when the height is 0, and then you look in the problem and see that y stands for the height, then that means that you're plugging in y equals 0 and solving for x. Number 4 is not as common and tends to be more challenging. And that's if they give you a non-zero number to plug in for x or y. So they have to give you a number, but it might not be 0. And if it's not, you're still going to just plug in x and solve for y, or plug in y and solve for x, but it's just going to feel different, as you'll see as you do word problems more. So go ahead and start an example. See if they're asking for the vertex by looking for if they have extreme language. If it's not the vertex, then you have to look for that secret number that they're using, that they have in there to solve for the problem.